Good morning. Welcome back to the third season of Golden Hill Action News. I'm Taylor Chapman.
And I'm Conti Tim. We've got a brand new team working out of our studio in room 5. Be sure to tune in each week for news updates and important information.
So, Conti, how was your summer?
My summer was pretty good. How was yours, Taylor?
Mine was pretty good too. Now let's catch up with some of our fellow students.
Now that we are all back in school, we are going around asking people what they did over the summer, how the first 2 weeks of school are going.
Hi, I'm Ever. I'm here with Domingo. So tell me, how was your summer?
Well, my summer was pretty good. I mean, I was here in Rochester for like a week, but then I went down to Texas, down in Eagle Pass to help out my dad because he has 2 mechanic shops, and it was pretty good. That's how I got to bring down my truck, though, the boom one up there. Yes.
So how are you liking Golden Hill so far?
Well, I mean, the first couple of days, I didn't really like it. It was kind of boring, I didn't like the environment. And then, but after the first 2 weeks, yeah, it started getting better. The teachers were pretty cool. I found out the school was pretty chill. It was pretty fun. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So, yeah, thank you for your time.
All right, thanks.
Shane Carter Gray here. I'm here with Tristan Stevens. Tristan, what did you do over the summer?
I moved. Moved to Montana.
How do you like school?
I love it.
What do you love about the school?
The math class.
Okay, thank you for your time, Tristan. Hey, this is Shane. I'm here with Jonathan. Jonathan, what did you do this summer?
I did a lot of interesting stuff over the summer. I made a lot of money selling Kirby vacuums.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I got pulled over like 3 times.
That's not cool.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happened over the summer.
Yeah? So, how you liking school so far?
School's awesome. I'd rather be at school than at home. There's a lot of stuff to do at school. Just be with friends and whatnot.
Yeah, that's cool. What's your favorite thing about this school, like classes?
Oh, we got a new weight room.
Yeah. That's cool. Alright, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Haley, here with Adriana. We're just going around asking people how their first couple weeks at school have been. So, how was your summer?
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I went to a few plays and I was in an acting camp for a week or so.
Sounds like fun. So, how are your first couple weeks back at school?
They're good. I felt really welcome the first few weeks, and so that is really good because sometimes if the atmosphere isn't welcoming, it's hard to get used to it. And I love the teachers and I love their styles.
That's cool. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the people we interviewed. Sounds like they had an interesting summer. Sounds like we're going to have a great school year.
It sounds like everyone had a pretty good summer, but we are all happy to be back with our Golden Hill family.
I know I'm happy to be back, but I've noticed some changes in the schedule this year. It sounds like you've all noticed a change in the schedule also, so we sent our news team to get your reactions.
Schedule, Conti.
I think it's some BS. What do you think?
I think it's stupid.
Right.
We took some time out of our day to talk to Mr. Zbart and some students.
Conti, and I'm here with Kevin Thang, and I'm going to interview him some questions about not having break this year. So, Kevin, how do you feel about not having break this year?
It sucks.
Why?
Well, we don't get to have our free time and stuff like that.
How do you feel about Bridge and Rams having their break?
It's unfair, they get to, do football and outdoor or indoor activities, and we don't get to do none.
How do you feel about getting out of school later?
Well, I liked how we get out of school around 2, but now we get out 15 minutes later. It sucks, man.
Why? So you don't have time to go fishing anymore?
No, not really.
Would you rather have a break back or a longer lunch?
I think break.
Why?
Because I get to run around in the gym, throw football at kids and hurt them.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Conti.
This is Justin Adams with Mr. Zbart here, and I have some questions for him about why classes are longer and why we don't have a break. So, Mr. Z, why are classes longer?
Classes are longer because I know that our students need more time to absorb the information that the teachers are giving them. We had to lengthen our school day a little bit because we weren't meeting the state requirement for the amount of time students were in session. So that's kind of a combination of why we eliminated break and why our classes are a little bit longer, because we're trying to meet the state requirement. You may also notice that our release time is 2:15 instead of 2 o'clock or 2:05 as it's been in the past. That is also to meet the state requirement for the amount of time that students are in school so that they can earn credit.
Alright. And why does Bridge and Ram still have a break?
Bridge and Ram still have a break because they are better than the high school. No, that's not, I'm just kidding. We put that in there so that they could have a little bit more of the social time that they need that the high school students don't need.
And why doesn't high school have a break?
High school doesn't need a break. High school kids last year, when they had an opportunity to have a break, didn't use the break. They were messing around, complaining about too much downtime. Some kids were leaving school because they said, if we're not going to be in class, I'm not going to be here, so we eliminated the break.
Alright.
Simple as that. There you go.
This is Justin with Brandon. I'm going to ask him some questions about the break. How do you feel about not having a break this year?
I think it's kind of like sad because like we don't have a break. We have longer classes, and then like Bridge and Rams all get break.
How do you feel about longer classes?
I don't like them at all.
Why not?
Because it's just longer to sit in the classroom, like when we could have a break or a longer lunch.
Would you rather have break back or a longer lunch?
Longer lunch.
Why?
More time instead of like rushing in and out. Like if you want to get lunch, you still have to rush if you want to go outside, and if you smoke cigarettes, smoke a cigarette.
Thank you for your time, young man.
Yes, young man.
We figured out that classes were 5 minutes longer.
But it was mandatory that they be longer.
Whoa! Everyone seems to have some strong opinions about the new schedule.
Change can be hard. Maybe that's why it's affected some students' attendance. Let's see what Mr. Zebra has to say about it. Okay.
Welcome to the first edition of the Z-Bart Minute for the 2012-2013 school year. Today I would like to talk about attendance and tardiness. I have started to notice that our students started the school year very strong with attendance and being punctual and on time. However, over the last week or so, I see that starting to slip. I really encourage students to be to school on a regular basis. It's good for you, it's good for your teachers, it's good for everybody, and it will help you become successful in school, and if you ever get a job, that'll be a great habit to start. And being punctual, not only being punctual to school in the morning, but also being punctual for those students that have open campus at lunch. If you continue to be late, coming back from lunch late, you're going to lose your privilege of having open campus. I want you to have the privilege, but there comes a responsibility, and one of them is being on time. That is the end of today's Z-Bart Minute.
Thanks for the advice, Mr. Z-Bart. It's hard to learn if you're late for class.
That's true. With all this new technology, why wouldn't you want to go to class?
I know what piece of technology I'd love to have in class. My smartphone. I couldn't live without it. But let's see how the students and staff feel about having smartphones in class.
Oh, hey there. I was just looking at my smartphone. You know, everyone seems to have one, and I've been hearing rumors about them going into the curriculum and being integrated. Let's see how the staff and faculty feel about that.
All right, Ms. Molly, I'm here to interview you today. Would you like to answer some questions?
Sure.
All right, my first question is, do you know what a smartphone is?
I do know what a smartphone is.
What would be your definition of a smartphone?
A smartphone is like a little handheld computer that you can also talk on the phone on.
I think you got it pretty right. The definition of a smartphone is right here. It is a device that combines a cell phone with a handheld computer, typically offering internet access and data storage and email capabilities. So you're pretty close there. Do you think smartphones can help students gain knowledge?
Oh, definitely.
How so?
Information is on any topic is available on the internet, and it's pretty much replaced ways that we used to get information from print sources or even from like having to call an expert. You can pretty much search for anything, and you can also do the person-to-person contact both with the internet and it's actually a phone. So if you want to talk to somebody about something, you can.
Do you think, one last question, do you ever think that phones will be integrated into our curriculum?
I think we're already on that pathway.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Do you have a smartphone?
Yeah, I have a BlackBerry right now. It's not much of a smartphone though.
Do you use it for school?
Sometimes in Miss Nell's class we do like quizzes where she has us text in and give us answers and stuff like that.
So no other classes to make you research or?
No, just Miss Nell's class is basically the only one that they do it in.
Do you think smartphones will become part of the school curriculum?
I guess eventually once smartphones become more popular, but not anytime soon really. I don't think that they will.
We're here with Miss Nelson today, and we're going to talk about cell phones and smartphones such as this. Okay, so what is your opinion on students using cell phones and or smartphones in class?
I think that there's some potential for some really great things to happen with smartphones, and as long as we can incorporate them effectively, I think that it's a good idea to use them in class.
Well, with all the things you can do with them nowadays, don't you worry that kids will go on Facebook?
Yeah, I think it'll take some teaching and some modeling, but I think that students are responsible enough to be able to use them. I mean, the temptation to check your Facebook will always be there, but I think that students can manage themselves.
Well, when students are using their cell phones for something in class, how do you know they're not using it for something else?
We don't, I guess. We have to trust them and expect that if we're giving them the privilege to use them, that they're going to use them to do their work.
So do you believe students are responsible enough to use cell phones in class?
I do.
You do, and why do you think that?
Well, I think that students are so used to using smartphones and cell phones to look things up or do research. They're such a part of their lives that they have a lot of skills, and if they're taught how to use them academically, then I think that it would work out really well.
So you think like if the students are so used to it, they'll get comfortable with it and make it easier for them to do work?
I do.
Do you think cell phones will be instructed into the school curriculum?
It certainly looks like we're going that way. I think we can't turn our backs on any form of technology that's going to help students be better learners and acquire knowledge faster.
Well, you can do so much more with cell phones too, because you can send work on the cell phone and everything, and you can download it straight to a computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for answering our questions.
You're welcome.
Wow, Miss Molly doesn't have a smartphone? I don't know how she makes it through life. But anyway, to each his own. Well, as you can see, a lot of staff and faculty and students believe that cell phones at some point will be integrated into the curriculum. Whether it's good or bad, it seems like it's going to happen. Back to you.
Well, that's some great information.
Speaking of great information, here's Lois with some information of her own.
Good morning, students. This is Lois offering life tips for the day. Some of you may have already noticed bulletin board up here in the hallway. Your future starts today. It's a theme here this year at Golden Hill School. Take a look at some of the things that are written. Try something new, explore, dream, discover, positive attitude, I can, I will. We're going to be offering opportunities for students this year that is going to help you explore options for your future. So today is the day. Your future starts today. Welcome to Golden Hill and have a great year.
Thanks for that information, Lois. That does it for our first show. Thank you all for tuning in.
Join us next week for another edition of Golden Hill Action News. You stay classy, Golden Hill.